So a lot of people are talking about this boxing league with Dana White and Turki Al-Sheikh. All right, so we got to get this straight. First of all, boxers, whatever you do, whether you choose to stick with the process and the way that it is now with the 4 major belts, whether you choose to join the TKO and try to start something new, whatever you do, all right, don't lose your leverage, and that's what it looks like a lot of y'all are getting ready to do. If you want to go ahead and join the TKO, all right, that's cool. Do what you got to do to support and feed your family. I'm not going to stop you. But what I will say is don't just take a big bag, all right? Especially if you're going to be a poster child, the face of the organization, the face of the franchise, the face of the dynasty, whatever you want to call it. If you're going to be the first 2 like Canelo and Bud are, as I believe, to kick off this new league, don't just take a big bag. Get some ownership, all right? At least 5%, 5-10%. Now, what's going to happen with that 5-10% is if people follow your league, the league is bigger. As the league grows, your bag grows. That 5-10% grows in value. All right, y'all got to think smart. Don't think about the small game. Think about the big game. Don't think micro. Think macro. All right, get the bag in the future. Ownership. In order for the current system to work, we already know what's going to have to happen. Top Rank, Matchroom, PBC, Queensberry, all those people, they're going to have to come together, and they really going to have to merge, because you're not going to beat that Saudi money. Let's be for real. You're not going to beat that Saudi money no matter how good your fighters are, because eventually that money talk. So them fighters, even though right now I think the PBC has the best fighters because they develop their fighters and they look good once they get out there. But could they fight more? Yes, but I think the PBC has the best fighters. If you look at the other organizations, they got TV networks. If you put all that stuff together, you got enough to compete. You got enough to stay, above water, because they starting to get rid of pay-per-views. Once they get rid of pay-per-views, it's going to be a dog-eat-dog world out there in the boxing game. So in order for them to survive, a lot of them really got to start coming together and form some partnerships, or do more of those tournaments where they go, head-to-head against each other. The Muhammad Ali Act. A lot of people was wondering, how does that affect the boxing scene? What it does is it opens the door for more players. You know what I'm saying? So once TKO get into it, you can create a whole boxing league. That starts to phase out a lot of that old stuff, so they can start doing their own thing. If they got their own league, they got their own rules, and it might be ways around it. They might not have been able to do exactly what they wanted to do, but if you think about it, they're just trying to get into the game so that they can make their own rules. And they got that Saudi money. You better be careful what you let in, because they might end up taking over the game.